welcome back to my channel. It's Marissa Explains It All. I have not been on here in a hot minute and I'm so sorry for not posting. We've had so many different life updates going on. We've had my little guy start preschool. We had my little girl who's now like 7 months. She's been crawling, going through sleep regressions, going through sleep training. She's pulling up on things and starting to walk. We've had a mouse decide that the walls of my office was his final resting place, and so we've had a really terrible smell in my house for like 4 or 5 weeks, and so that's finally gone, so I can kind of film here in my office again. So we've had a very interesting time with, there's been sickness, there's been my cornea was scratched, so anyway, there's just not been a lot of time, but here we are, and I'm showing you today how I managed to find time to paint my front door. And so I took a day off work to do this because I really wanted to update the look of our front porch. We've lived in this house for about 1.5 years now, a little bit less, and the front porch door was something that I knew we needed to tackle, like one of the first major projects I wanted to do. It is old, it was really scuffed up, as you can see from the before picture, and so it was something that was like forefront in my mind that we really wanted to update. And not only just the front door itself, but also the hardware on it and the doorknob and stuff. So we finally got time to do that. My husband helped me with a little bit of it, and like I said, I took a day off work, so we finally got to it. Let me show you what we ended up doing, and if you're interested in painting your front door, maybe you can follow along. Stay tuned and I'll be right back. So here is our very sad situation before we moved into the house, and this was the first thing I wanted to go. It was very faded and scuffed and just very outdated. So I went ahead and removed the door knocker and gave it a nice little wipe down to get rid of all those October cobwebs that come out during the fall. Went ahead and also removed the doorknob. I wanted to upgrade this. It's just that old brass style that I'm not a fan of. And so this is what it is looking like before I begin to continue my prep. Went ahead and used a medium grit sandpaper, and of course you can use a sander here, but I was too lazy to go find it, and so I used a sandpaper by hand and wiped it down to get all the dust off. And next you want to tape off any of the areas you don't want to paint. So I did tape off the inside of the door frame, and then also taped off all of the windows. So of course I don't want paint there. And then it got really hot outside, so I switched to shorts, and it is super humbling seeing your cellulite from behind. So that's always fun. I put down a tarp because I'm very messy, and I went ahead and got my paint out. I'm using a Sherwin-Williams Weather Shield in the color Tricorn Black, and I got a finish of semi-gloss so that it would be a little bit more durable and scrubbable. And I just really like the way that the shiny finish goes. So I poured that into a disposable paint tray because they're just cheaper. And I starting in with a nice quality brush. I did pick up a good quality $15 or so brush for this project. I didn't want to go cheap because I didn't want to see the brush strokes. And went ahead and just started cutting in some of the molding and things, the grooves. There's no wrong way to begin this. You can actually start with the flat parts first, or you can start with the grooves. But I went ahead and just cut in all the grooves. And then it's time to take a foam roller. Definitely want like a nice smooth white foam roller for your flat parts, because that will allow you to have a nice smooth finish without showing any of your brush strokes. And so I'm doing all the flat areas with that. And I did a nice generous coat. I didn't really want to do a ton of, coats, 2 or 3 coats. So I went ahead and just applied a nice generous layer. And this is what it's looking like so far. Already 1,000 times better. I am loving it. I'm so happy with how it's turning out, and I'm just like admiring it in the sunlight. This is the new doorknob I put on, way more modern and sleek. Love the stainless steel, and it's a quick set. And then I realized my door knocker no longer matches, and they really don't sell many anymore in that shape. So I did buy this hex shape that I thought was really pretty from Amazon. And so I put that in, and here she is, all decorated for fall. I am so in love. I definitely needed a facelift, and this is just like multiple facelifts. I just love how it turns out. It's very classy with the brick. It's just very that's nice bold color. And here's what it looks like up close. Definitely that upgraded handle. And I definitely got a little bit on the sides of the white. You can remove any of the over painting that you did with a little bit of acetone. So I went back in and did that. Just some fine tuning to remove any of the over painting if you got some that leaks underneath the painter's tape. But generally this is looking really good, and I love the shine. It just looks so much more polished and classy. So Yay! So as you can see, that was it. Took a few hours of work and it really was kind of peaceful, just painting on a really pretty sunny day. I definitely recommend starting on it in the morning so that you have time to let your paint dry throughout the day and have time to, put the hardware on and things like that. Let me know if you have questions in the comments below. I'd love to answer. And of course, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully not like 6 months later for the next DIY. Bye guys.